Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and interact with me at Chase_Senior. We start off today's show with exploring a question that I've been thinking about over the last couple of days. It's really been festering in my mind, given how well Elijah Mitchell has played this year during his rookie campaign since getting drafted in the 6th round out of Louisiana. The value of that draft pick has been phenomenal, and I think we're looking at a future bell cow back, a guy who can really become the future tailback in Kyle Shanahan's outside zone scheme. So can he win Rookie of the Year? That's the question that we're going to explore, and we're going to take a deep dive into some of these numbers to try and find out. Elijah Mitchell, so far in 8 games, he's missed a couple of games because of injury, has been spectacular for this offense. 143 carries, 693 yards, average yards per carry of 4.8, and 4 touchdowns, all of which coming on the ground. I've really been impressed with his vision. I've been impressed with his toughness, and I've been impressed with how quickly he has been able to grasp this offense. And not only has Elijah Mitchell been one of the best rookie players in this 2021 NFL draft class, he has been one of the top 10 running backs in the National Football League this year. In there, with a pretty elite cast of characters in this category. Here are the top NFL rushing leaders among running backs. Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts are top 10 in rushing yards, but we're taking a look at running backs because that's the position that, of course, Elijah Mitchell plays. Jonathan Taylor really having an MVP caliber season and could be NFL Offensive Player of the Year with how good he's been. He has so far rushed for more than 1,200 yards. Right behind him at number 2, even though he hasn't played the last couple of weeks because of that broken foot, Derrick Henry. And then you look deeper on this list at those 6 through 9 spots, it's Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Najee Harris, and Elijah Mitchell coming in there at 9th place. We look at these guys, the Bradley Chubb types, as some of the best running backs in the league, and Elijah Mitchell has been in that conversation. And I was high on the draft pick, taking him in the 6th round that deep out of Louisiana, even though the 49ers had selected Trey Sermon out of Ohio State in the 3rd round of the draft. And I thought, okay, Elijah Mitchell was a little bit of a pass catcher at the college level. His production there was really stupid. He had compared himself to Alvin Kamara coming out of the college ranks because of his power, but also that dual threat nature in which he plays with. But nobody saw this coming. Nobody could have predicted that through, let's see, the first 11 games of the season, 8 of which Elijah Mitchell has played in, that he'd be a top 10 running back in terms of rushing yards. He has been that good. So I want to ask you this question, and this is going to be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video if you're watching after the fact during our live show. And we go live, by the way, every single Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Can Eli win Rookie of the Year? Type W for win, type L for lose. Once again, this is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down to get your votes in, and then by the time you do that, we'll be right back. Now, Elijah Mitchell, his numbers so far in his rookie campaign do compare to a great running back, formerly of the Denver Broncos, a guy who's in the NFL Hall of Fame and who ran and flourished in Mike Shanahan's system, the father of Kyle Shanahan. Now, of course, Terrell Davis, during his rookie year with the Broncos, when John Elway was slinging the rock and letting it rip, played an entire season. Elijah Mitchell, as I said, has only played 8 games. But Elijah Mitchell is on par with overtaking Terrell Davis's numbers. Now, why are we looking at Davis? 1, he was one of the best running backs in the league at that time. 2, he played in the same offense that now Kyle Shanahan has tinkered with and changed a little bit from his father in Mike Shanahan. But also, because of that similar system, these guys have been able to put up similar numbers. Now, Terrell Davis as a rookie, 237 carries, 1,100 plus yards, average yards per carry of 4.7, average yards per game on the ground, a little less than 80, and he ran for 7 touchdowns. Now, Elijah Mitchell, of course, his rushing yards aren't to the likes of Terrell Davis because Terrell Davis had a full sample size. He's certainly on par for that, though, and he's averaging more yards per carry, more yards per game, and he can overtake him in terms of his touchdowns. I think the thing that separates Elijah Mitchell from a lot of the other running backs on this roster, a lot of the other young running backs across the league, as they try to find their footing, whereas Elijah Mitchell has been able to find it already. It's really his vision. He's able to identify and see the hole quickly, attack it, and run with burst. He also has really good balance, and it seems as though every time he gets his hands on the football, he's either falling forward or making a positive play happen when it appears it's going to be a negative play. And as I said earlier, this is really just tremendous value for a 6th-round pick and a rookie to produce to this level. The Niners have won 4 of 5 games, 3 in a row. They're playing with a physical brand right now, which is a big reason why they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. And offensively, they have leaned on the run game to be successful, and they've been successful because of Elijah Mitchell. And a lot of people want to bash Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch for whiffing on some of their draft picks, and a lot of those have come in the top 3 rounds. But you also have to give them credit at the same time for identifying players later in the draft as well, like Elijah Mitchell. Make sure you subscribe to the 49ers Report because we're pushing out free daily videos going live every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Our watch parties certainly get lit. And a big reason why we are the largest 49ers news and rumors channel on YouTube, we're all about our audience interaction, and we involve you in our shows. And when breaking news happens, we are faster than anybody. It's a no-brainer to subscribe to the channel if you want the best 49ers coverage on YouTube. So either hit that red subscribe button down below or open up a separate browser and go to youtube.com/49erstv. Got to give a shout out to today's presenting sponsor, BetUS, our sportsbook partner here at Chat Sports and on the 49ers Report, for making today's show possible. They are offering, and have been all year, a 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? If you like gambling on football or all sports like me, responsibly of course, you put in $100 into your account, you get an additional $125 back. That's $225 to game with. But you have to use that link at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/49bet, as well as the promo code Niners125. Here are the betting odds for Sunday's game in Seattle against the Seahawks. The over-under set at 45.5. That's pretty low, but we know that this can be, in this matchup, a hostile rivalry that's always physical, a low-scoring affair. 49ers are favored by 3.5 points. I think that extra half point is crucial there. I'm not sure I'm going to take that unless it gets down to 3. I think the Niners are going to win. I'm just not sure if I'm going to lay the cheddar down. But if you want to, just use that link at the bottom of your screen, as well as the promo code Niners125. We continue to talk about and dissect the latest Jimmy Garoppolo trade rumors because we do have some new reporting to get to. Were the 49ers recently offered a 3rd-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo? Not sure when this was, but my guess is leading up to the NFL trade deadline or a little bit before it, because during the offseason it was reported by Seth Wickersham that the Patriots, right around the NFL draft, had offered a 2nd-round pick for Jimmy G. This recent report coming from Rapoport, he's been all over this, and I'm not sure that I buy fully into his ties with this organization, but it is Rapoport, one of the best newsbreakers in the sport. He said this: obviously, the 49ers have had offers for Jimmy Garoppolo in the past. The most recent, I believe, was a 3rd-rounder that they got offered. If he keeps playing like this, then they should be able to get more. That's good news for the 49ers, by the way, because they don't have a 1st-round pick next year. I mean, they could actually end up getting back the 2nd-rounder that they originally traded for him, which, if you think about it, the 2nd-rounder plus all those years of service plus a trip to the Super Bowl, that's really good value in a trade, and I totally agree with that sentiment. Now, the value of Garoppolo is really rising because of how he has performed over the last 5 games. This is a decent sample size. You go back to 2019, he played really well, helping lead the 49ers to that Super Bowl appearance. Of course, the big issue with Jimmy G has been injuries. He's been able to escape the injury bug this year, but the last 5, he's been good, folks. 68.8% completion percentage. He's thrown for more than 1,200 yards. The touchdown to interception ratio isn't going to pop off with the screen at you, but he's been playing very efficient and proficient football. He's been one of the more efficient quarterbacks in the league with a quarterback rating north of 108. This really, in total, is a great development for the 49ers. They spent a lot of that draft capital to move up to take Trey Lance at number 3 in the 2021 NFL draft. They're a little bit light with high-end premium draft assets. Now, they do get some compensatory picks, especially with Robert Saleh being a minority hire for the New York Jets, so you get that. But as long as Jimmy Garoppolo continues to play well, that value is going to increase. And this is a Niners team that has to pay the likes of Nick Bosa, has to fork over the cash for Deebo Samuel. So if you get extra draft capital, it allows you to bring in talented and affordable assets to this roster as you continue to try and compete and also retool on the move as well. So I want to ask you this because I'm interested to see where you think the Niners' value is with Garoppolo and where it stands right now. What draft pick can the 49ers get for Jimmy G? Just flood the comment section with your thoughts. I'm going to go back, reply to a lot of those, and just see what you all come up with. And if you haven't given me a follow on Twitter, hit me up at Chase_Senior. It's actually the same handle on Instagram. If you don't have Twitter, give me a shout. Give me a follow. I am verified. Maybe I'm a big deal. I don't know. You can tell me I'm not. But either way, hit me up. Love talking and chopping it up with the Niner Gang.